welcome back to a meal. My name is Astrid and today's video is going to be centered around a holiday makeup look, and basically what I'm going to be using is some browns, some oranges, and some greens, and of course some shimmer because it's just who I am. Alright, so before we get started, I did want to mention I already have everything prepped and primed, and I do have my foundation on, which if you guys are interested in knowing how I got this look with my foundation, you can go ahead and see this video right here. And basically what I'm doing in this video is just really trying to make sure that I give you guys a just kind of step-by-step of how I do my everyday foundation routine. Very simple, very concise, and very good for those that have dry, sensitive skin. But anyways, besides that, let's just go ahead and get into today's video, and we're going to start off with the eyeshadow look. And right now I'm going to use my Morphe. This is the one that I get criticized for so much behind the scenes, but it's my Second Nature palette, and it's the one that kind of looks very basic, like Tanash says, so whatever. Anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with a shader brush, and actually this is a powder eyeshadow brush, and this is from, I really want this to be very orangey on like right below my brow bone, so I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. Take a shot of you guys right there. I'm gonna go in very light because you definitely want to start out light first and then kind of build from there. One of my best tips that I can give. So we're gonna start right there. I really just want to lay the color first before I go in and even start to blend. Usually this is the part of your makeup look that gives you like the most terrifying feelings. Yeah, it looks really not that great when you start laying it down, but then when you start blending it, it'll kind of come together. If you notice, I did lay my brush on the outer corner first. That's kind of where I want the most intensity to be, is on like the middle part of my eyelid all the way to the outer corner, but I don't want it to be that dramatic on my inner corner, so I will take whatever is left of my brush and just kind of go back and forth. Okay, so I kind of laid it, and I tried to blend it a little bit with this type of brush, but I'm going to go in with a more precise blending brush. And these fibers are a little bit longer, so it'll just help me blend, but not blend out the color, because I am guilty of over blending. That kind of happens when you are not used to playing with a lot of color, so you tend to over blend, but this eyeshadow brush does really well. Alright, so that's pretty much going to lay the groundwork for the look. I'm going to go with the subdued darker orange, and you can tell this one has a little bit of like brown pigment in it as well. So it's going to be that color right here. And this I will take the same brush that I used to blend my first color. So we're just going to go in right underneath the first orange. And this is just going to give it a little bit more intensity, because now we're going to start to create depth. And how do you create depth? Well, you tend to use similar colors in the same range, but you might want to go in with the light one first, then you go in with a little bit darker and darker as you get towards your actual eyelid. And that'll really make it look like, ooh, she took her time and did like 20 shadows. No, we didn't do that much. But it looks like a really beautiful finished effect, so just bear with me here. Now that we're getting closer to the eyelid, we actually want to use a brush that's a little bit denser and more concentrated. And I'm going to be using this one by e.l.f. And it's the eye crease brush if you're interested in picking it up. And we're going to go in with a brown in here. I think I'm going to actually use this one because it's very close and kind of the undertone to that last orange we just used. So I'm just going to pat it on my outer corner first. Alright, so now that I've kind of gone in the outer corner and met my orange right here, I'm going to start feeling more comfortable to bring that brown a little closer onto the eyelid. We're done with that part. Now here comes the part where I'm going to cut my crease on camera, so don't laugh. I'm going to take the same concealer that I used in the beginning to prep my eyes, and it's going to be again the LA Color Pro Conceal. I love this thing, I love the applicator, I love the color. Just great, okay? And I'm going to start right at the inner corner, slightest pressure, okay? Barely tapping the applicator on because I don't want it to be a goopy effect. I don't want to put everything that's in this little applicator on that eye. Just want it to be ever so slight. And I've also learned that the more goop you put on, or the more concealer, if it's a thicker concealer, it's gonna take forever to dry, and ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, you guys, so now that that has dried down to a consistency that I like, I'm gonna actually go in and prep my eyes for that green color that I'm going to use. And basically what I'm doing, we don't really use this lipstick a lot. It's from CoverGirl, and it's a nice green shade. Hello to my swatches. It's a nice green shade and I'm picking it up on just a very small eyeshadow applicator brush. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay this right where that concealer is. And this isn't necessarily going to give it any type of special shape. It's just more so gonna prime this part of my eye for the intense green look that I'm about to put on there. So now that we have that on there, I'm going to go in with a different palette, and this is by Juvia's Place. This is the Nubian II Palette, and we're going to go in with this really beautiful green color. It's called Egypt, right there. And we're going to take an eyeshadow brush. This is just one by e.l.f. that we love to use. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and tap that in there. See that? I love that. So beautiful. Now this palette is super pigmented. I love it because I don't have to even go the extra mile to make that pigmentation come out. So the very last step, I know it's a lot of steps, but the very last step in this look is going to be just adding on a little bit of shimmer, because it has shimmer in it, but I want it to be just a little bit more sparkly. So I'm going to go with the Infallible eyeshadow, and this is in the color 335 Golden Emerald. And it looks like this. It's a pressed powder. There you go. It's very glittery, as you can tell. And yes, I have swatched that on my arm. Okay, and I'm gonna go in with a very small eyeshadow brush, tab off the excess. I'm really pushing it into my eye at this point. Little goes a long way. And you can totally skip this step if you feel like this is way too much, but I tend to be too much, so that's just in line with who I am. Okay, so this pretty much finishes out the framework for the eyeshadow look that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna snap back in so you guys can see like both eyes done, but for the sake of finishing out the holiday makeup look, I wanted to show you guys the rest of the steps that I take to do the whole face, and we're gonna go in with some blush now. I'm gonna take this is a Bella Beauty brush, and I'm gonna go in with our Morphe palette. This is the Cool Pro palette that has all these different blushes in it. We really love this palette a lot. And I'm gonna go in with Driven and Sexy, which are these two right here. They look very light on camera, but they're actually more of a peachy, orangey shade. And what I do, you guys, is I tend to put the very tip of my brush on there, tap off the excess, and then when I put it on my face, I'm not really pressing, I'm just more so like swiping back and forth. Very similar to when you do eyeshadow. You do windshield wiper, but this is just more so, you know, you're trying to go upwards, okay? And then for highlighter, I love highlighter. I use two different products. I have like a double step. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Hello Halo Liquid Highlighter, and this is in the shade Goddess Glow. It comes just like this. And it reminds me a lot of these doe foot applicators are really popular nowadays. They're like in everything. So what you do, I like my highlighter to start here and go up. So what I'll do is just place a little bit, or a lot. And then we'll go in with a separate blending sponge, blend it. Alright, and then once we've done that, we're going to go in with a powder highlight, and this is the Fenty Beauty Hustla Baby in Kilowatt. And I'm going to use a fan brush for this. We're just going to pop that on there. This is going to create a little bit more intensity as opposed to just using the powder. And whatever I have left over, I'll actually put on my nose, so my kind of chin. Just basically areas where the sun would actually naturally highlight my face. And that is it. And then what I'll do when I go off camera and do everything else, I'm going to use like more of a nude lipstick because my eyes are the theme of the party here. I'll use a nude lipstick and that'll pretty much be it. So I'm going to start blabbering. I'm going to go off camera and we're going to snap back in so you guys can see the finished look. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you really like it. It was a lot of fun doing it and I'm absolutely in love with this. Definitely going to do this on Thanksgiving Day. Really quick, I just wanted to go in and say that I did go underneath a little bit with the orange shadow and just touched it up underneath a little bit. Of course, I added lashes, a nude lip, and that was pretty much it. I did set to the gods with this because I don't want this moving during a Thanksgiving meal. So if you stayed along, I really do appreciate it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, like always, just make sure you go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. If you're new here, welcome. And also make sure you ring that notification bell, and that way you'll get all future notifications of any videos that we come out with, which I do suggest you do that because Tanaj's coming out with her holiday look as well, which I'm really pumped for. And like always, just follow us on our social medias. Right now, we're really loving Instagram. So if you follow us there, and if you don't, it's gonna be at Rumormeal. That's RUMORMEAL. And we're coming out with our lookbook really soon. I know I've said that repeatedly over and over, but we really are. And this is actually gonna be included in one of those pictures. So thanks again for tuning in, and we will see you guys on the next one. Happy holidays. Bye.